Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 33 of my Motorsport Manager Let's Play with our creator team. Today we are taking on the Tondela Grand Prix in Portugal. Not really much more to say on that. Got our car repairs coming in from the last episode where we had a 1-3 finish in Munich. Got sponsors coming in as well, and we've got sponsors in a couple of days time. We've now unlocked that 4-star sponsorship again, and we're not that far away from the 5-star, so there is hope that we can make this club team profitable again. Are we going to get any 4-star sponsors? No, we're not. We're just looking for money up front here, really. No Japanese Grand Prix, so that's irrelevant. I guess we're stuck with Golden Tiger. It's not the best, but we'll take it. We've got another 2 race sponsors to come up in the next couple of races. We've got 4-star, both 4 stars, so we kind of need to hit 4-star to replace them. Fortunately, we don't seem to be hitting the 4 stars recently, which is a bit frustrating. We've got some reliability work coming in as well, and we've got brakes getting worked on, which will help us out as well. So let's have a look. Reliability is now 100% on all our brakes. We really should have been improving these ones though. Not sure why those haven't been improved, but I know we're getting more brakes, but it's not really the point. So that's an issue because that's quite a big upgrade. Can we do that maybe? Get them up to, go with something like that and try and get them up as high as we can, while improving these gearboxes and getting them up to their maximum. Got more gearboxes we could do. We could do another one of these and get this transferred onto both the wets and the dry tyres. It'd just be the mediums, but we'll see how it goes. So we've got brakes finished. We will start improving those reliability as well. Again, just try and get it up as high as we can. It's still a decent improvement. So brakes, so we're going for this one, and this one, I guess. Yeah, so 559, 539. Yeah, so it's still better. It's just these risky level parts obviously blocking us, but we'll, again, that's a big improvement for next season if we don't get promoted. So that's the issue that I have, is, and it's been a continual issue throughout this series where we've had no risky parts to really push forward over a season. Whereas we've had to build steadily, and in the year that we're going to get promoted, we've got all these risky parts available on both the parts that we can design. So we have the 3rd best brakes, the 3rd best gearbox, which gives us overall the 3rd best car, surprisingly enough. Job security is uneasy, but we are leading the championship in both drivers and constructors by a comfortable margin. In fact, could even be 1-2 in the championship if a good result with Tondela here for Connor Chapman. Would be looking to replace the drivers, but I don't think that's something we need to look at just now. We're still losing 1.1 million per race with 7 races to go or something. We've done 3 out of 11, so 8 races to go. So it's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. So you're still looking at losing 7.7 million maximum plus the parts we've got to build. So I will look at that. We've got an up and coming vote coming up, so I'm going to abstain this vote. I don't really need the 250,000, I don't think. So we're losing 7.7 million over the course of this season at worst, based on current sponsorship expectations. Of course, we've got all these sponsors will expire before the end of that, so we've got more money coming in. So we've got 10 million left to spend. We've not really got a whole lot more to do. I still think building a building right now is risky. Might be a risk worth taking though, but we will assess that going forward. So we'll head to Tondela. It's a 32 lap race, medium fuel burn, high tyre wear, and we'll take that 4th place again because it makes a logical sense. So we'll fit parts, we will give, yeah, we'll just stick with 1 set of brakes just now because otherwise we will run out of parts and reliability in terms of brakes on the 2nd car. He's a bit higher though, annoyed though, because car is apparently looking really good, but he's unhappy because it's almost equal because we've not been able to push too much ahead because the plus 50s don't recognise. Anyway, I'm going to go do practice for this Tondela race, and I will see you for the race in just a minute. Okay, so we finished 3rd and 4th in practice. Decent result. Wasn't really pushing it, sort of. We got the setups really early, so I just sort of let them out on 12 laps worth of fuel and run it off basically. But we got the 15-15 on the softer compound tyre because it means we can do a stop less, which is kind of what I was looking at, to be honest. As you see, 10 laps, 32, that's a 3-stop race, whereas this is a 2-stop race in the making. So I'm not sure exactly when we're going to stop. We'll see how it goes. Basically, it looks like it's going to be a fully dry race, so we'll push and overtake and push and overtake on both cars. Obviously starting both cars fairly much at the back of the grid. Then 16th and 20th even. We'll follow Chapman since he's starting slightly further forward. Poor start from both our cars there. I think Chapman actually got off the line okay and then got bogged down by the Archer in front, but he's making places now up into 10th, 9th already. In fact, Chapman's on an absolute stormer in this first sector, up into 7th already. Very delighted with that. Purple first 2 sectors up into 6th now, although losing a couple of places through the final. That should be a fastest lap of the race, but apparently it's not. Up into 7th and 16th though. We'll bring it back down onto medium and push on both cars because it looks like we've got more than enough race pace right now. We are the front runner of the softer compound tyres with Chapman in 8th, and only a couple between him and Sauerbeck. Obviously both starting at the back of the grid makes that fairly handy. Sauerbeck up into 13th now, behind Thomas in 12th, although battling for places is traffic getting in the way, and we're going to lose the inside line there, which is going to cost us a place. We need to start regaining the petrol though, so we can't really push too much. We're going to bring the tyres back on onto medium on both cars in 8th and 14th. Our stop less on the cars ahead though should play dividends in this kind of strategy. We can do 12 laps with Chapman and I think it's 14 with Sauerbeck. So either way, it's a 2-stop race on both cars. And we might be able to have a soft stint at the end, a super soft stint at the end even, should we decide it necessary. We'll see how it goes and how tyre wear goes in particular. Sauerbeck's really struggling to get through this traffic though, and Chapman seems to have peaked out at about 8th and 9th as he has now slipped back in the order, with Gomez also charging behind. Looks like what's happened though is he's got stuck behind Van Anen without really paying too much attention, and it's costing him time against the cars behind. As you see, there's a prime example of it. He brakes to avoid a collision with Van Anen, who was pitting and then cancelled his pit stop at the last minute, and it's cost Chapman places, sadly. Santa Ana also pitting from further up the grid. In fact, Van Anen's holding up absolutely everyone, and it's costing Chapman so much time. Now that he's passed him, I'm hoping to see him push on a little bit, and hopefully Sauerbeck doesn't get caught up in the same sort of melee, although it looks like he's also struggling with the traffic. But jumping through into 11th through the pit stop period here. Santa Ana up in 7th after a pit stop though. She benefited a lot from that cluster that everyone got stuck behind. Anthony in 9th as well, also in this cluster, making up for their extra pit stop through no real gain by themselves, as Chapman jumps a few cars, but again 1-2 cars already pitted. They've gained that much time with everyone getting stuck behind one car. It's not ideal in any way, shape or form. In fact, Chapman's now fallen behind Santa Ana as well. His tyres are going off, so we're going to push him on the next lap. It's fine, I've just pushed the tyres a little bit too long on him. We'll bring him in a little bit earlier than planned, but we'll make this next stint last a bit longer. Hopefully he can get some clean air and charge from there, because this bunch is really what's holding him up right now. Santa Ana in front of him. There's another Predator further along the road as well, holding him up in a sort of major way. And now hopefully Sauerbeck doesn't get caught up too much in this either. We'll got him for another lap, I think. Maybe no, we'll go in this at the end of this lap. Again, slightly earlier than what I planned, but I had them on push for maybe a bit longer than I should have at the start of the race. He is making moves though, up into 7th behind Thomas in the Archer. And again, hopefully we can just get them a little bit of free air here, is what I'm hoping for. But it doesn't look like it's really worked out that way. In fact, Sauerbeck's coming out into a cluster. Chapman's got a little bit of free air in front of him. Hopefully he can push on ahead. Sauerbeck though, we're going to go attack overtake just to try and clear this cluster, because we lose so much time in these clusters that it's destroying our race basically. If you can get past a few of them, up into 13th now, 12 after a pit stop, so that's always beneficial as well. Everyone having made their first pit stop now, one guy having made 2, but I'm guessing that's been from a collision. Can't afford to keep this fuel going too much longer, so again we're going to have to go down to neutral. So as much as he's stuck in that cluster, we're going to have to live with it, and we're going to have to hope that we can make one stop less than everyone else to really make this strategy work, because we're losing so much time in these clusters of traffic. There's not a whole lot of places to overtake here. We are in 8th and 11th. We've got the pace if we're not stuck behind traffic, and that's been the big issue that we've had, is we've been stuck behind traffic. Did Sauerbeck jump Faith Anthony there? That's the question I now have. No, he did not. In fact, this traffic is really hurting Sauerbeck a lot, and I'm debating an early pit stop to try and just free him off. We can do 14 laps on these tyres, it says. So what I'm thinking is, let's attack on these tyres, burn them off, and pit early to get him out of this traffic, is what I'm hoping. Because otherwise we're going to struggle to get any sort of result out of this race, and that's not ideal for anyone. It doesn't even come out in front of Santa Ana. It's not good enough from Sauerbeck, unfortunately. But we know that this isn't because our car isn't good enough. This has just been because we've just not been able to overtake people. And that is acceptable. Chapman in 6th right now, down into 7th actually. He got stuck behind Ingledew for so long that it's hurting his race quite a bit. We need to make his stint last a bit longer than this though, so Ingledew's coming in. Again, he's going to have some free air. We're going to conserve the tyres a little bit, make them last a little bit longer, and give us a stint where we can push at the end, well, the start of the next stint. Bit confused to how cars are pitting so fast though. It's such quick turnaround at this pit lane. It's not really hurting them to have that extra stop too much, because they're coming out in front of us. I think Bromwich will do well to make the end of the race on that set of tyres though. I can't see the Super Softs lasting anywhere near long enough. So the only threat that I see is the 3 cars that are out front free, and Santa Ana maybe, but she shouldn't have the pace to keep up with us in theory. I'm going to bring in, I've missed the pit lane, that is not ideal. So we need to go into neutral tyres with Sauerbeck here, because I've missed the pit lane before seeing where his tyre wear was. Paying attention to Chapman, who's up into 2nd, holding off Santa Ana. He does have to do an extra lap though, because we don't want to stack. Our drivers aren't that big a difference behind, and any mistake would hurt both cars. So he's going to go attack overtake now, and he's going to come in for a set of softs. Of course we have the bonus, so we're doing 2-stop strategies. Hopefully we can make it work, and we should be able to push a little bit with Sauerbeck on his release, but he's come out into traffic again. So we're going to push, I think. Just make sure he stays in front of Stramby. It's not going to work out though. Stramby is ahead of him. So we need to just conserve the fuel, bring it back down. Go neutral medium on Chapman. He's coming out in 7th position with some clear air ahead of him. About few seconds worth of clear air in front of him. Both cars should be fine for fuel if I just keep them on neutral. Tyre temperatures are really good, and there's not expected to be any rain, so that is also a bonus. So again, we should be able to push a little bit on the tyres here with Chapman. We'll go into neutral with Sauerbeck for a couple of laps and see how he gets on. Should be a lot left in the tyres though. In fact, he could do 14 and we pitted on lap 22, so he should have plenty to push. We'll just maintain and keep an eye on him. But he is stuck in this traffic. In fact, there's a chain ahead of him as he moves up into 10th position through pit stops and an overtake. And really frustrating as he can't get through this traffic. It's really hindered us this race. Traffic. It's the only thing that's cost us, really. Bronlich not being able to get that extra pit stop done. Are we going to come out in front of him? We are, and we're up into 4th. That's good for our money. It's Chapman up into 4th, and the car in front, Ingledew, having to pit. Santa Ana's not going to make the end either. In fact, Ingledew nicely moves out of the way for us, which is good. In fact, the car in 2nd coming in as well, so Chapman just needs to charge now, really, and hopefully he can close this gap to Shogunev in front. Sauerbeck getting through this traffic well enough. He's now up into 7th position. Behind Santana, of course, because being stuck behind Predators is always fun. We should have more pace than this. But Sauerbeck is lapping 2 seconds faster than Santana on the last lap. And that's always helpful. And Chapman lapping a lot faster than Shogunev as well. He's bringing Zarate along with him. We're going to push because he's got extra fuel, so let's see if we can get another race win here. Chapman racing to prove that he is just as good as his teammate. He's now got the extra bit. We're going to go into neutral, try and bring this in. We're going to bring this onto neutral as well, try and bring those temperatures down. In fact, the temperatures are very high, so we need to bring them down a little bit. Track temperature going up? No, it's gone down if anything. We were pushing before and it wasn't, the temperature of the tyres wasn't going up at all. But we'll try and bring the temperatures back down. I've completely misread that they've gone up as much. Track temperature hasn't changed. If anything, it's gone down, so I'm a bit confused at that. We're going to put him back onto pushing on the fuel. We'll do the same with Sauerbeck, who has suffered with the traffic a lot. Chapman for the race lead. Has he taken it? He has. That is good news. We'll keep him on pushing just to get him a bit of breathing space before bringing him back down onto neutral. We'll bring Sauerbeck back onto neutral now. He'll be coming on to his last lap. He's caught up with the Predator in front, but he's not going to be able to pass it, I don't think. I think there's just not enough laps, or enough time left. Chapman's tyres starting to go off. Not as much as the cars behind him though, as he will come through for the win, taking the lead of the race on the second lap, last lap. Sauerbeck holding off Ingledew on fresher, softer tyres. Doesn't manage to get past Santa Ana though, but again, 1st and 7th in a race that was full of issues is a very, very good result here. We've not been able to get past cars and we've still managed to find the win. The 2-stop strategy was definitely the way to go. I think with the super softs we would have still been stuck in the traffic, would have made the extra stop of course, so it would have been worse off. So fairly happy with that. And it's interesting, it's interesting to see that Chapman had the longest stint of both our drivers, doing a 12 lap stint, which was about where his tyres could do. No punishments for anyone else who got fastest lap. Vove, who was 2 laps down, which is interesting. So Chapman takes the win, our second win in a row. We now have 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship, which should comfortably put us top of the Constructors, of course. So very, very happy with that. Felt if we cleared the traffic there better, we'd have been so much further forward there. We'd have won that race extremely comfortable. We just could not clear the traffic. We'll be starting last and second last next race, of course, so we need to be able to make sure we can overtake cars. Got upgrades coming, of course, in terms of the brakes, and we might look into doing that extra gearbox upgrade, although that wouldn't have affected that one. That would have just been a dry weather one. So we'll do the interview and we'll end this episode here. We'll just hurt Silva's team markability. Anyway guys, that will end this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.